Alright, you lot. Okay. The reason I'm not answering all my messages is because I have messages on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I will get to them. I answer all messages. I will get to you, okay? First up, you're all giving it nah. I'm wrong. What you have here, we'll ignore the fishing paraphernalia and the fact that the laser isn't even coming out of the laser, that it's coming out of the side. Well, forget that, because that doesn't bother you guys. You believe anything. What you have here is a laser that is firing over this facility, right, at an angle of 45 degrees. And it is, because if that was brought down to horizontal, that goes up. That is a vertical bar that would end up pointing straight up into the sky. That angle of that laser coming out is splitting this 90-degree angle. It's coming out at 45 degrees. So therefore, when that's straightened up, that beam comes up at 45 degrees. But it doesn't even matter. You have got two sources of light. One we can see and the other you cannot see. 2D, 3D, 4D, you can keep going along all the Ds you want. That is not going to change the fact that at 380,000 kilometers away, approximately, as if you'd see the laser going all the way up to the moon. But we'll just run with you with that one, okay? It is impossible for a laser beam that has a length of 380,000 kilometers because it's aiming at something that's orbiting the moon, right? It either is or it isn't. 380,000 kilometers. You guys are saying that the other laser is a couple of hundred yards down the road, a couple of hundred meters down the road. How is it even possible for that to be a couple of hundred meters down the road? Because it would be the same distance as that laser there. If that was coming down anywhere near the same facility, this shot wouldn't be possible. It is not possible. It doesn't matter, 2D or 3D. Guys, you have two different sources of light that are aiming at a target 380,000 kilometers away. How do you explain that angle? Now, the stuff that you guys are coming out with is a sign that you do not understand the science. This shot isn't possible from planet Earth, okay? It is a fact. So I suggest you go and double check your homework that you did so many years ago, because this angle going to the moon is not possible from planet Earth. Look, I don't know what it is you think you know or you think you see. You've got two laser lights, both at a target, hitting a target 380,000 kilometers away. No, that is not possible. Deal with it. And you can yap all you want. Right. For me to not be able to see that thing in the sky right there, okay, immediately, if it turned off, if it was off, there is no logical reason. The only logical reason for us, no, not for us, for you not to see that light as soon as it turned back on, if the sun was off and it turned back on, right, the only reason you wouldn't see it is because you believe that garbage, okay? We're never going to know because it's hypothetical. It can never happen. But this is about what's up here. First of all, you go on to say, logical reason whatsoever for us, I stand by that, not to be plunged into darkness if that turned off right now.
Well, actually, there is. It's called the speed of light. So the speed of light is finite. And before you say that you don't believe in the speed of light, we've actually measured it.
No. I don't believe in the speed of light. I think it's a load of bollocks. And you haven't measured it. When you say we, do you mean Roma, Fitzo, Bradley, Wheatstone, Focal? All of them. If you look at those things with a fine-tooth comb, you'll see that they are unrealistic and horseradish, right? People, this boils down to one thing, okay? The sun. We are 108 sun diameters away from that sun. 150 million kilometers, okay? That's the distance. From there to there, there are 108 sun diameters between the sun and Earth. There are 108 sun diameters in between the sun and Earth. It's taking 8 minutes. It doesn't, okay? It's absolute, but we're doing it your way for now. 8 minutes and 20 seconds for the star. Our local star takes 8 minutes. I mean, do you listen to this? Do you process the information and actually analyze what is being said here? 8 minutes and 20 seconds to see the light radiating from a star that is only 108 diameters of itself away from us. Listen, it takes the sun 4.6 seconds to radiate light the distance of its diameter. If you believe this, you do not have any common sense, right? Because that is the rate at which the sun radiates its light, allegedly, okay? 4.6 seconds to radiate its light. One diameter. Oh yes, but it's ever so big, and the speed of light, because it's a bit slower, it takes 4 points. Rubbish. This is about common sense, and I stand by what I say. Just because you guys are hooked into the science where you've measured the speed of light. Nobody has measured the speed of light radiating from that sun, because it cannot be timed and it cannot be measured. If you looked at it, really looked at it and thought about what you're looking at, not to blind yourself, just that quick, it is not measurable, right? I say there is no such thing as a light year. There is no such thing as a light year. A light source, where's my thingy? A light source will radiate its light as far as it's gonna go at absolute speed. That's it. You either see it or you don't, right? There's no travel time. It's illogical, but you have to think. I stand by what I say on both of those things. You are all wrong. Just explaining that laser. I love how somehow you're finding an angle to get out of the angle. It's unbelievable. Here it's 3D and you don't know this and you don't know that. Guys, you've got 2 laser lights, 1 angle, the end, okay? You're so used to this Mickey Mouse relativity that you think, oh, well, we don't see it right now, but no, rubbish. You've got 2 lines and they are both converging on a point that's 380,000 kilometers away. Deal with it. It cannot be taken from planet Earth. And anything you say, trying to imply that it does, defies logic and common sense. That picture is a fake. Light source. Have a light source in the sky. And star, right? It doesn't have to be the sun. Twinkling away, right? It does not matter how far away a light source is in the night sky. We will see it immediately. And again, I say to you, give me one logical reason why we wouldn't see it immediately if it was going to reach us. Because of finite light. That's why we've measured it. You haven't measured it, right? Nobody's measured it. Nobody's even attempted to measure the speed of light radiating from the sun because it can't be done. If you think it can, Dan, be my guest. I am not talking about your science. I am talking about thinking from the source for yourself, right? If there is a light bright enough in the night sky, right, it does not matter how far away it is. If it's powerful enough for me to see it, right, it means I am seeing it when it is there. Anything else is illogical and it defies common sense, right? If I can see something, a light in the night sky, how on earth do you think, how have they made you believe that this light is 4 years old? It's on or it's off. This is what I'm talking about. It's a lie. The speed of light is absolute. First thing you do, find the one where they say they've measured speed of light from the sun and the stars. That's what you do. You keep saying, but we've measured it. You've measured it. First thing you do, come up with the study that shows how they did the sun, right? And when you don't find that, you'll go, well, you'll have other excuses, right? Listen, there is no logical reason for us not to see any distance at night if there is a star or a light source bright enough that we can see it. It's common sense. This thing where everybody's looking at the sun, it's only 150 million kilometers away, 108 diameters away of its own diameter. And you guys honestly think you're going to be stood there? You see how fucking big the sun is in the sky, right? When it's up, you can put your finger up, your thumb, it's fairly big, right? It only gets bigger if you get closer to it. It doesn't disappear and then it needs time to travel to get to us. It's illogical. It's insane. It's stupid. A light source. There is nothing in between a source, a light source in the night sky and us. If there's nothing in between it, why would you not see it? I'll tell you why, because you believe absurdities. It's light. Light does not travel like the sun. 8 minutes and 20 seconds for its light to get here. It gets here like that, or it doesn't get here at all. Honestly, I stand by what I say. You want to believe absurdities? That is not, you have not given a logical reason for me not to see the sun if it was turned on from off instantly. Your logical reason is something that you have been taught. That is your logical reason. Light, the speed of light, that's the logical reason. There's nothing more logical, in fact, than to expect to not see the darkness if the sun was switched off for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Somebody switches the sun off, switch off. You're not going to know for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. That's where the common sense is, right? Because on that same token, if it was off and they turned it on, you honestly look at that star in the sky, right? You see it how it is, right? And you think that you wouldn't see it for 8 minutes and 20 seconds if it's switched on from off. And then when you did finally see it, it behaved like that. Really? This is about common sense. You can believe all the science you want, but it defies common sense, and I value my common sense enough that I disagree with that BS. There you go. But obviously, show me the study. You must have a study up your sleeve, a sun study, because otherwise why would you be saying it? We have measured, it's finite. No, it isn't. Roma, garbage. Fitzo, garbage. Foucault, garbage. Wheatstone, garbage. Bradley, garbage. And more, and more, and more. If you look at them properly, but you guys don't know how to look at things properly anymore because everything is so easy, right? You are being misled. That laser, that is not a real pic, and the light radiating from the sun, you would see it immediately, right? The only reason you think you wouldn't is because of the BS that you're believing, right? It's illogical to believe that the sun takes 4.6 seconds to radiate its own light the distance of its own diameter. It's so stupid, in fact, right, that the words fail me. You want a starting point? Here's your starting point. What if this was the sun and it lit up? Bang! Heard of pie? Heard of pie? Well, it's not a sunny day. I put this up to the sky and I get the sun. So this covers the sun just like the moon does during an eclipse. And in that moment, they both have the same diameter. And what I'm being told is behind the bulb, up in the sky, the sun behind it is radiating its light at this rate. 1, 2, 3, 4.6. How are two spheres doing different things? It is a mathematical constant. I know what you're saying. There's only one thing you can say, but it's so much bigger. That's not a correct comparison. Blah, 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 blah. Isn't it? .6 seconds for a star to radiate its light, the distance of its diameter. That, folks, is the hurdle that must be overcome because it defies logic, it defies common sense. In fact, to believe it is to leave your common sense at the door of that. So I stand by the laser, say all you want, right? I'd like somebody recreate the angles and explain it. I do everything. You do it. Dan, you do it, show me. Do it in paper, on your desk. Show us what you're doing. Show us how you explain an angle of 90 degrees, right angle, just over, 95 to 100. One laser, two laser. They're firing at 380,000 kilometers away, approximately, at an orbiter. It does not happen, and you believe that you would see the laser light all the way up to the moon, right? And the other one, you really, really do believe this stuff. I stand with what I say. I stand with logic and with common sense and with the truth. So try again.